Hello everyone, my name is Samantha May. Welcome back to Reality Talks, where we spill the tea on reality. In this episode, I'm bringing the discussion of a specific crisis to the table. There's been a lot going on in the world lately, and sometimes it can be so overwhelming to the point where we forget about other issues. That is why I want to bring light to a situation that is currently occurring in the Arctic. So, what's going on in the Arctic? Well, unfortunately, the Arctic is currently heating up at twice the global average rate. This means that our planet is facing global warming, which is when the world's temperature rises abnormally due to mass carbon dioxide production. Because of this, the planet could experience rising sea levels, climate change, and different precipitation patterns, setting off chain reactions that can harm the environment greatly. Climate change is a change in climate patterns, and it can be observed both globally and regionally. Often it occurs because of fossil fuel production, something that is at the fault of human beings. In addition, there is also a huge loss of animal life as the Arctic melts to bizarre temperatures. Life that is dependent on the sea ice in the Arctic region is beginning to decrease. It's frightening to think about how a place so frigid to our knowledge is beginning to accelerate to dangerous temperatures. This climate change in the Arctic is causing sea ice to melt, which can be fatal for the wildlife in those regions. Scientists predict that the sea ice will disappear in the summer within a generation. Narwhals, polar bears, and walruses are few examples of animals dependent on sea ice. Polar bears in particular could face starvation and reproductive failure if their environment changes. Caribou, also known as reindeer, are one of the species in the Arctic struggling to find food. On top of this, the species that were once comfortable in this icy region are now finding it inhabitable. Fish have been moving from the Arctic's waters as the seas warm, while opportunistic species come in. It's essential to remember that whatever happens in the Arctic can also hurt life in other regions as well. If the Arctic is hurting, we will feel it too. Temperature and sea levels can rise everywhere, causing a chain of unwanted effects as previously mentioned. As if matters couldn't get any worse, scientists are currently concerned about a plan to use machines in the Arctic that maps underground oil formations. This plan was established by the Trump administration in its waning days, and while federal agencies say it establishes no risk to the Arctic situation, scientists quite reasonably doubt this claim. These machines are designed to shake the ground and create acoustic patterns to estimate the amount of oil in the ground. Scientists debate that the effects of this seismic work can scar the environment for decades, and they are concerned that the government will have little regard for the animal and plant life. The government planned to auction the first oil drilling leases in this Arctic refuge on January 6, 2021, which has caused them to be sued by multiple organizations. These leases thankfully ended up making little sales, with a lack of bidders being a predicted and resulting outcome. There have been multiple cases of protests when it comes to the U.S. government's relationship with the Arctic. Many native organizations and environmental organizations have sued the government for attempting drastic actions in the Arctic. In addition, people have written letters to the government to protect the Arctic refuge. Thanks to the spread of word with social media, over millions of letters were sent in. However, the fight does not end here. The Arctic still continues to lie vulnerable as long as there is an ignorant greed for the land's resources. I believe that we neglect the environment far too often. In elementary, we're taught to be as green as possible, avoid littering, recycle, and to take other measures to keep the planet clean. As we grow older, simple principles are not enough if we are not knowledgeable about the corruption that takes place across the globe. Our planet's lifespan shrinks day by day as more toxins continue to be forced into the atmosphere, and situations such as the Arctic crisis accelerate that. This is our fault as a human race, and we need to own up to it. We are putting this environment in jeopardy, and therefore we need to save it. Animals and plant life do not deserve to suffer like this. WWF, which stands for Worldwide Fund for Nature, Ocean Conservancy, and other organizations are taking interest in this Arctic crisis. I encourage everyone listening to research these companies and explore their resources in order to learn more. Sharing this information with people you know is also a huge help in protecting the Arctic. Even if you cannot donate money to any organizations, caring about the matter is a huge step. Actions are crucial at the end of the day, so we must be courteous of our own. None of us are powerless in this situation, even if we do not get to make direct, massive decisions that control what happens in our environment. Something we can all do at home besides looking into online organizations is to be cautious of what we are contributing to our planet. Reducing plastic consumption is the common solution for helping the globe, but there's more you can do than just switching to reusable water bottles and straws. We must research businesses we support and make sure we are supporting those that pay attention to these issues. We can try to limit our fast fashion consumption since it is a major problem for the globe as well. However, not everyone can afford to shop sustainably, so it's okay to participate in simple acts such as turning off unnecessary lights and faucets. On that note, I'm signing off and I'll be glad to chat with you all next time. Remember to have empathy regarding matters that attack different parts of our globe. Even if you believe that your help is not significant, it proves to be important when we all work together. Goodbye.